This has got to be the dumbest move ever by Disney. Welcome back, folks. It's your buddy Orange A here to bring you another video. This time, Disney has responded to the lawsuit from Gina Carano, saying that they have a First Amendment right. You know, right to speech, petition, religion, assembly, or press, to fire Gina Carano after defaming her. So yeah, let's get into this. This is fucking hilarious. So, Disney argues it had a First Amendment right to fire Gina Carano for her offensive posts. It argued Tuesday that it had a First Amendment right to fire Gina Carano, the actor who played the bounty hunter on Mandalorian, after she allegedly trivialized the Holocaust in an Instagram post. That is not what she did. I have covered that in length, folks, in previous videos. You can check them out. I'm not going over it again. I will give you the brief TLDR. All she really did was said that the government is turning people on each other, and that is how they get total power, essentially. She didn't mention conservatives. She didn't mention Republicans. She didn't mention liberals. Nothing of a political party was mentioned. So, yeah. Carano sued in February, arguing that the company unlawfully retaliated against her for expressing her personal political views which were at odds with Disney's preferred ideology. Yeah, tyranny. Disney's lawyers filed a motion on Tuesday to throw out the lawsuit, arguing that it has a constitutional right not to associate its artistic expression with Carano's speech. What? Anyway, I'm not a law expert, folks. I will be the first to admit that. I'm not a law expert, but that just doesn't sound right. The case touches a hot-button controversy over speech rights on social media. Free speech, you know. Elon Musk, the owner of X, formerly known as Twitter, announced late August that he would pay the legal bills of employees who had been fired for posts on his platform. He later agreed to fund Carano's lawsuit against Disney. Carano was fired in February 2021 after she analogized the treatment of modern-day conservatives to the persecution of Jews in Nazi Germany. That is not what she did. That is absolutely not what she did. So, because history is edited, most people today don't realize that to get to the point where Nazi soldiers could easily round up thousands of Jews, the government first made their neighbors hate them simply for being Jews. How is that any different from hating somebody for their political views? She wrote. I'm sorry, I didn't hear a political party mentioned. I didn't hear conservatives, Republicans. I didn't hear any of that. Where did it say that? Carano had faced significant pushback for earlier social media posts in which she strongly objected to COVID restrictions, questioned the legitimacy of the 2020 election, and refused to show support for trans rights. Oh, jeez. Excuse me, folks. Sorry about that. I'm allergic to bullshit. According to her lawsuit, Disney forced her to have a 90-minute Zoom meeting with GLAAD, the LGBT rights organization, after she posted her pronouns are beep bop boop, or boop bop beep. It was beep bop boop, but whatever. And I do believe that she refused to do that interview because she knew that it was going to be just a shaming ceremony. And eventually, I have no doubt it would have been leaked to the public. But for Disney, the Nazi post was the final straw. Yeah, but it's okay for Pedro Pascal to do it, to call half the country Nazis. It's okay for other Disney employees, the ones that were all in the High Republic making of them, to call half the country Nazis. But Gina Carano actually mentions legitimate history, and she's fired for it. according to the company's motion. The company argued that the post trivialized the Holocaust. No, it didn't! By refer to thousands of Jews, not millions, and by likening their experience to those of contemporary conservatives who face scorn on social media. Again, she never mentioned conservatives. Also, in the late 30s, it was only thousands of Jews. They didn't get up to the millions until after 1940. That was when millions of Jews were starting to get rounded up for slaughter. But apparently Disney doesn't know their history. Disney had enough, the motion states. The company put out a statement the same day saying it had no plans to hire her in the future, and that her comments were abhorrent and unacceptable. Again, she said nothing wrong. Carano sued under California law, which prohibits employers from retaliating against employees for political activity. In this motion to dismiss, Disney argued that there is a broad exception for companies whose business is to engage in speech, such as newspapers and entertainment companies. To support its argument, the company invoked a law review article and a commentary written by one of Carano's attorneys, UCLA professor Eugene Volokh. Employers that speak must necessarily speak through their employees. And when an employee or prospective employee says things, even off the job, that would undermine the employer's message, the employer must be able to distance itself from the employee. Yeah, they can simply say, her opinions are her own. We don't necessarily agree to them. It's as simple as that, a clarification to the public. But no, they wanted to fire her because she didn't give in to the mind virus, the hive mind of Disney and its xenomorphic stupidity. Disney also cited two Supreme Court cases, Boy Scouts of America versus Dale and Hurley versus the Irish American Gay or LGB group of Boston, in which the court held that organizations could not be compelled to associate with supporters of gay rights. Disney, thus entitled to protect its creativity or its creative speech in Star Wars series from association with views Disney and many viewers and potential viewers considered offensive and contrary to Disney's values. The company lawyers wrote Carano's presence as a prominent actor on the... Hold on one second. Prominent actor on The Mandalorian interfered with Disney's choice not to produce a show associated with her beliefs. Carano has also alleged sex discrimination, arguing that Disney took no action against male actors Pedro Pascal and Mark Hamill when they made social media posts analogizing President Trump and his supporters to Nazis. Disney argued that the statements were not comparable to Carano's. Bullshit! And also that it would not matter if they were. Again, bullshit. What's good for the goose is good for the gander. If they are going to say that shit, you or Disney should have said, we don't really want to do that. But nope, they agreed with Mark Hamill and Pedro Pascal, and they unlawfully and civilly fired Carano simply because she was not in line with their beliefs. That is the definition of discrimination. So the First Amendment protects Disney's decision to dissociate itself from some speech, but not from other different speech. The company's lawyers wrote the First Amendment mandates deferences of the speaker's own decision about what speech to associate with. No, it doesn't. All it simply says is that, the First Amendment gives you the right to freedom of speech. You can say whatever you wish unless it breaks the bounds of law in which you are literally threatening to do harm upon somebody or your speech indicates intent to harm. That is where the protection of freedom of speech ends. It does not say that you can fire somebody simply because you don't agree with their speech. That employee is protected by the First Amendment. Carano is more protected by the First Amendment than Disney is here, or is in this specific case, folks. So, yeah. Even if others might consider those decisions internally inconsistent, Carano thus cannot stake out discrimination claim by alleging that Disney's accorded different treatment to different statements by different actors. Bullshit. Because if this becomes a precedent, anybody can fire anyone for any reason. Oh, you don't like the fact that you spoke like, or you don't like the fact that I have an opinion that you don't like, so you're going to fire me? And if this becomes a precedent, or Disney's not going to win this motion, the judge is going to look at this motion and be like, fuck off. Well, not literally fuck off, but they're going to be like, yeah, motion denied. This doesn't work. Sorry, this ain't going to fly. Freedom of speech is for the person, or protects the person's right to speak. It does not protect the right of an employer to censor their speech and therefore fire them for their speech. That does not come with the protection of free speech. Sorry, Disney, but you kind of just admitted that you want to be tyrannical and that you want to actually fire anybody who disagrees with you, and you're trying to make a claim that the First Amendment allows you to do that. It doesn't. It really doesn't. All it does is, or all the First Amendment does, is protect people and the speech that they say, unless they break the law, in which Carano did not break the law. So she is not, or she cannot be punished for her speech. You unjustly censoring her speech is, however, illegal. You discriminating against her simply for her beliefs, that is also illegal. I cannot wait to see what comes out of this, because I know for a fact that if any judge allows this motion to go forward, that judge's career is over. Because they will set a very dangerous precedent in this country that you can fire anyone who disagrees with you simply because they disagree with you. Not because they did anything that violates your policies. Folks, that's going to be the video. Y'all know the drill. Like, comment, subscribe, share. Like, comment, subscribe, share, all that jazz. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. What do you think of this story? Do you think that Gina Carano is going to have her lawsuit thrown out because Disney's actually... they're going for broke, man. And admitting their tyranny. Do you think that they're going to win this motion? Let me know all your thoughts, folks. This has been Orange Chat. Have a wonderful day. And always remember to stay humble.